Assalamu alaikum and good evening. Today, we will present about halal pharmaceutical industry in Malaysia, industrial development, certification and regulatory framework.
For the introduction of our topic today, we know that halal products are quickly becoming a new standard for safety and quality assurance around the world. Consumers, whether Muslim or non-Muslim, are confident with the halal certified product. Halal products now are no longer limited to food, but also include a wide range of products, including pharmaceutical. In 2019, Malaysia has recorded the number of halal pharmaceutical export RM 401 million, while the total of halal export are RM 40.2 billion. Since Muslim is also the majority of Malaysia population, so the Malaysian standard on halal pharmaceutical was created to ensure that the manufacturers comply with the standard while producing the product. And then is the objective. The first one is to explain the current industrial development of the halal pharmaceutical in Malaysia. The second one is to analyze the halal certification procedure for the halal pharmaceutical in Malaysia. And the last one is to analyze the regulatory framework of the pharmaceutical industry in Malaysia.
The author of this research paper focused to the product with halal certification that are widely acceptable by Muslims. This paper aims to provide information on halal certification, Sharia law such as hukum regarding the use of drug, gelatin and alcohol ingredient in pharmaceutical product, and regulation as 61.3 population in Malaysia are Muslim. And the last one is nation standard that has been established by the government.
Next, for the second literature review, according to the Aziz and A. Ibrahim I and Rauf in A 2014 in their article titles, The Need for Legal Interventions Within the Halal Pharmaceutical Industry, the growth of Muslim population in the world become bigger and cause the demand and needs of halal product also increase. With the demand of halal pharmaceutical, it is clearly shown that Muslim consumers have the awareness about that. This paper aims to deeply look into the role of law in governing the halal certificate pharmaceutical product and to justify whether need to review the current legal framework or not. At the end of this study, they found out that the reformations to the current legal framework is needed as there is a development of trends among consumers, and also important to enhance the effort to formalize the rule for halal manufacture.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Next, we will go to the literature review of buying halal pharmaceutical products. Do consumers have imperfect knowledge? Written by Radin Firdaus in 2018. The aim of this study was to investigate into the factors that led to Muslim consumers that unconsciously making terrible buying decisions due to the lack of awareness regarding the halal pharmaceuticals products in the current modern era, using the method of self-administered questionnaires that are given to the respondents. Okay, in their study, there are three main factors that they found that lead to the imperfect knowledge of the consumers regarding the halal pharmaceutical products, which are label, awareness, and trustworthy.
Research of NURAIN and Lim 2015, the demand for halal pharmaceuticals has increased as the global Muslim population has grown. However, this new emerging industry faces a number of challenges, the most significant of which is the need to develop a proper, well-regulated and harmonized accreditation and halal management framework.
Pharmaceutical products refer to both prescription and non-prescription medicinal products for human use in finished dosage form, which all of these are used in various ways and forms. Central to the concept of halal pharmaceutical is the concept of halal itself. So the meaning of halal in Islam are closely related to the concept of maqasid syariah, which are to preserve the purity of religion, life, Islamic mentality, properties, and also the future generation, as well as to maintain self-respect and integrity. So we can see here is the halal pharmaceutical process. The concept of halal pharmaceutical covers all aspects of management system, which is include sourcing, manufacturer's procedure, storage, packaging, and logistics. Then the basic principle in this process is all materials are halal except those prohibited in Quran and Sunnah. And then we can see the 5 categories that are forbidden to be used in halal pharmaceutical production. As the development of pharmaceutical industry in Malaysia, products manufactured by the Malaysian pharmaceutical industry are broadly categorized into 4 categories, which are prescription medicine, over-the-counter OTC products, traditional medicine, and also health food supplement. The Malaysian pharmaceutical industry also has the capability to produce almost all dosage form, including sterile preparation such as eye preparation, injection, and then soft gelatin capsule, and also time-release medication.
Next, let's continue with the demand of halal pharmaceutical product in Malaysia. In halal pharmaceutical sector, Malaysia is the first country that setting the halal standard for the sector. The halal standard was established by the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia or JAKIM. According to Cochrane P 2016, the number of halal pharmaceutical players has significantly increased in the past 3 years. The increase not excluding traditional medicine and cosmetic manufacturer. So, the demand of halal pharmaceutical product in Malaysia is because the growth of Muslim population. According to the Pew Research Center 2015, it is estimated that by 2070, Muslims will exceed the number of Christians in the world. The report has considered various aspects, whether in the term of size and geographical distribution and of major religion in the world, age differences, fatality and mortality rates, international migration, and also conversion pattern. And Malaysia is a country that most professes religion is Islam, which means the majority of the society in Malaysia is Muslim and practicing Islamic way. So with the largest Muslim population and Muslim society, it can cause the high demand for halal industry, including pharmaceutical sector, and it also elevating the country economic growth. Next, the demand of halal pharmaceutical product in Malaysia is because awareness among Muslim consumer. According to the Sahati Rifati Simento S 2019, a lot of consumer and patients really concerned about status of pharmaceutical product because the doctor and healthcare provider always receive questions about the halal pharmaceutical. So, it has been proven that Muslim consumers have awareness to consume pure and halal product and upholding their right to practice their Islamic lifestyle. With the awareness, it can lead to the demand of halal pharmaceutical product. Next, the demand of halal pharmaceutical product in Malaysia is because the current needs of consumer. Based on Halal Malaysian Portal 2021, consuming non-halal medicine is permissible in Islam as the purpose to save the human life and preventing from getting worse or the spread of disease outbreak. It is allowed depending on the situation, such as in an emergency. According to Tushar Saha ATL 2019, Muslim pharmacy or doctor will find an alternative for the prohibited element in the pharmaceutical product to ensure Muslims can consume the product. For the example, halal vaccine for Muslims who want to go to Mecca to perform Hajj. This is because mostly the existing vaccine are come from pork paste, which is haram and forbidden in Islam. So, because of the current need of Muslim consumer, it can increase the demand to produce halal pharmaceutical product. And the last one is the consumer beliefs. Based on Halal Watch World Portal 2021, every halal pharmaceutical product must follow the standard and requirement that has been established to ensure the concept of halal and thayyiban is applied and must evaluated from the aspect of safety, effectiveness and the quality of product. So with the certificate, Muslim consumer can consume and use without having any doubt, and at the same time it can also be consumed by non-Muslim due to their high quality and hygiene. Because of that, the demand for more halal pharmaceutical product will increase.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Umi Kasum. So now I'm going to present the procedure of halal certification for pharmaceutical products. Okay, to obtain JAKIM's Malaysia halal certification, we must follow the step and as the flow chart below. Okay, firstly, applicant must submit an online application. The application was then accepted by the My e-Halal system. After supporting JAKIM Halal to receive the applicant's document, they will review the applicant and review the documents. If the file sent is incomplete, the applicant should take corrective action to complete the document review process. Then, JAKIM Halal will issue a fee letter which includes the applicant who need to pay for the Malaysia Halal certification. After the applicant has paid, JAKIM Halal will arrange for the company or service to be reviewed. During the on-site audit, the auditor will take samples and send them for laboratory analysis to ensure that all the ingredients used are based on halal product. The auditor will also review the applicant's manufacturing or service processes. And if they are not satisfied with the company or service program, they will provide with a non-conformance report (NCR) for the applicant to take corrective action. The auditor then re-examines and produces an audit report that also includes laboratory analysis results. The report is then forwarded to the Malaysian Halal certification at the panel meeting, and they will determine whether the applicant has passed the halal request panel based on their criteria. If the applicant fails to meet the expectation of the panel meeting, JAKIM Halal will issue a notice letter stating that the applicant has not obtained a halal certificate in Malaysia. If the applicant passes the halal request, the Malaysia halal certificate will be issued and the process will be complete.
My name is NURAIN SYAHIRAH binti RAMLI, and I'll be presenting the Malaysian Standard on Pharmaceutical Product. So, MSMS 2424-2012 General Guidelines that has been established by the government is a practical guidance for pharmaceutical industry. In order to fulfill the demand of Muslim, this standard help to ensure that Muslim can consume hygiene, safety, efficacy and quality product. These are the few points that I will be focusing. The first one is ingredient in pharmaceutical product. As we know, halal term means permitted. So halal pharmaceutical contain ingredient that are permitted under Sharia law. Halal pharmaceutical product should not contain part or product of animal that are not halal, and animal that has not been slaughtered according to Sharia law, and even human parts are prohibited to be in the product. The equipment used throughout the process should not contaminated with najis. Halal pharmaceutical should be safe for consumer to consume. So that means the product should not be PIH, which are poisonous, intoxicant and hazardous to health. But there is an exception for natural material that are PIH as long as it is allowed by competent authority. Next is separate halal pharmaceutical product. During the supply chain process, halal pharmaceutical product should physically separated with product that does not meet the requirement. For example, the product that contain ingredients that are prohibited by Sharia law, it must be separated immediately during the process. for competent authority, agencies that are responsible by the government have to take care and ensure that halal pharmaceutical products are adhered to the established guidelines. For example, in manufacturing premise, there should not be present any non-halal material or product because it can cause NCR. Next is the management responsibility. Management shall ensure that halal assurance systems are designed and implemented correctly by including good manufacturing process, GMP, and halal quality control. Qualified personnel should be sufficient in the organization, which consists of the committee of purchasing personnel and led by the trained Muslim personnel to establish and maintain halal assurance system. Continuous training shall be given to all of the personnel to ensure that they have sufficient knowledge, and the record shall be kept. For the production and storage areas, after the completion of all processes, halal pharmaceutical product will be stored before being taken to the distributor. The storage area should be free from contamination with non-halal product. Halal assurance system shall be documented with a proof signed and led by Muslim personnel. For synthetic material in the process of pharmaceutical product, the sources and the process should be Sharia compliant, and it is usually contained in the pain relief medicine. All of the halal pharmaceutical products that contain microorganism, mineral, and natural chemical are halal, except for the ones that are prohibited by the competent authority. The last one is self-inspection. There will be conducted a self-inspection by inner personnel, and if there is any non-compliance, there will be corrective action immediately.
Next, we will go to the agencies associated with halal pharmaceutical products in Malaysia. Okay, actually there are many agencies that related to the halal pharmaceutical in Malaysia, but in my presentation I will only talk 5 agencies, which are Malaysian Pharmaceuticals Society, which is MPS. Next is Ministry of Health, MOH, JAKIM, Association of Private Hospital Malaysia, APHM, and also National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency, which is NPRA. Okay, MPS is known as the National Association for Pharmacists to promote and maintain the honor and interest of the profession of pharmacy in the country. For MOH, I given you guys the 2 of division, which is Pharmacy Services Division, Ministry of Health Malaysia, and also the National Pharmaceutical Control Bureau, that their aim is to ensure to the quality, efficacy, and also the safety of pharmaceutical products is going through the implementation of the relevant legislations. And the third one is JAKIM. JAKIM is needed in the halal pharmaceutical in order to monitor the preservation of compliance to the halal certification requirement, and also as a wider enforcement power within the organization. Also, the fourth one is APHM. It is to coordinate the activities of private hospitals in Malaysia and to focus to facilitate the delivery of a high standard of healthcare to the public. And the last one is NPRA. NPRA has a mission which is to safeguard the nation's health through scientific excellence in the regulatory control of medicines, products, and cosmetics. That's why this 5 agency is very important and has given a contribution to the pharmaceutical products, especially in halal pharmaceutical products in Malaysia. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is SYAHIRAH SYAZWANI, and I will talk about the issues and challenges that faced by the pharmaceutical sector during this pandemic outbreak. As the COVID-19 are taking the world so harshly, it makes everything change so fast. Everyone been told to work from home, all the students need to attend online learning, and many more. What can can I say, the pandemic restrict our freedom to our daily work. So this kind of thing somehow invite the mental illness to exist and become much bigger in every of the human being. And the most worst part is when it comes to the COVID-19 patient who have worse mental illness, how they deal with the virus in their body and also the mental. What an exhausting situation, don't you think? With the increase in mental health problems among patients during the COVID-19 pandemic, the question of available pharmaceuticals for mental health conditions not working became a much more pressing concern than before. Due to the large amount of studies previously published on the topic, the pharmaceutical industry began to pay more attention to the production of psychedelics as medicine. Second issue is about the distribution of the vaccine. The question is the vaccine distributed evenly among individuals or populations? When vaccinations are in short supply, who should determine which population should be vaccinated first? Vaccine delivery is often unequal, raising ethical concerns about vaccine production. The challenge, first is the need to put in place a well-regulated and harmonized accreditation and halal management system that is globally accepted. Certification bodies for halal goods should include practitioners, both Muslims and non-Muslims, who are specialists in religious jurisprudence as well as science and technology. In order for halal to gain global acceptance, customers must be educated that halal drugs are of the same, if not better, quality as their non-halal equivalents. Consumers, both Muslims and non-Muslims, must see halal goods as wholesome, all-encompassing alternatives that do not compromise fundamental drug principles when it comes to halal branding. Second is workforce optimization and controls. Pharma manufacturing companies made several changes to their operating procedures during COVID-19. This includes accommodating remote workers, maintaining social distance while in person, wearing masks and gloves, and eliminating the risk of the coronavirus spreading. And the last one is supply chain difficulties. Import and export restrictions on pharmaceutical raw materials and containers stymie the growth of the pharmaceutical industry and, as a result, disrupt the operations of pharmaceuticals firms that have been losing money.
We can see that the basic principle for halal pharmaceutical industry is to process medicinal products that are free from prohibited elements and fully control production lines, equipment, and utensils to avoid contamination. In this regards, managers or manufacturers should consider applying a halal certification, as this can help to build confidence among Muslim users. Therefore, entering the Islamic market require the manufacturers to take a holistic approach to compliance, as it is not just about launching a new product or brands.